there's just nothing coming through.
Nothing coming through here?
Yeah.
Nothing has it ever worked? Right, so we're beginning to get somewhere now. This is what was puzzling me. I think I have been here before. Or I haven't, or I have. I think I have. That incoming main shuts the tank off and it shuts the kitchen tap off. However, it doesn't shut off the bathroom. So this is the cold pressure on the basin tap. This is the cold pressure on the bath tap. It's as if this bathroom is fed from another main. Hang on. Right, I hope you're all well. I hope you all had a good bank holiday. It is Tuesday mid-morning. I really struggled to get motivated today. Partly because I think the first job we've got to go to today is, I'll put a link up on the screen here to the text message that I got about this job. It's basically a toilet's playing up or something. There's something wrong with the toilet. And I think from the text message, I can't remember because I'm filming it on my phone, so I can't check what the text message was. But it was something along the lines of, the toilet's not working, you've got to take a new water feed from somewhere else to the toilet. Or something like that. Because I said to them, you know, give us a brief outline of what the problem is, and that's what they come back to. Now, in the back of my head, in the back of my mind somewhere, I think I've been out to this job 5 or 6 years ago, or I've been out to this property 5 or 6 years ago. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, there's no way of turning the cold water off to the property. I think we looked at, it's a basement flat, I think we looked everywhere, and I think it supplies the whole building, and I think this is why something's triggering in the back of my mind. You know, when you've been to a job years ago, or a customer rings you up that you've worked for, and they speak to you like you completely remember who they are, and it was like 6 years ago or something like that. So yeah, so this job is going to be a little bit, it could be a little bit tricky. We're going to head over there now. I'm just sat having the van washed, funny enough. But we're going to head over there now and see exactly what's going on, because something isn't quite ringing true with it in my mind. Right, let's get over there and have a look. Right, so just pulled up, and I've just noticed on the back of my van a really broken light. I've just had the van washed, so I don't know if they've busted it there or not, but I've only just noticed it. So van's parked down there, we've got to go over to that flat right over there. That's the closest place I can park, so let's go over and have a look. Sod's law, someone's just pulled out of that space there, and I've only got to go here. See how long we're going to be here first, because as I said, I don't know if we can turn the water off. It's just down here. Right.
And the thing was, if it
So we've got a bit of a mess in there, but
Wow.
we've got this mega old system.
I think I've been here before, haven't I?
I think in May. I don't know if you did you come last time? They were going to try and find. You were going to speak to the landlord, but nothing happened. And I've had a flushing toilet for about 2 years. I think there's a major stop.
So that's just main stop tap, isn't it? Have they? Has that recently gone in, or has that always been there?
It's been there for a while. Nobody's put it in while I was.
Right. Okay. Okay. So we've got a stop. We've got a main stop tap. Right. What's up with the toilet?
Right. As far as I can work out, do get.
Because you put.
Yeah, I do get water there, but it's obviously not much, but that's fine. So
Got water there.
But there's just nothing coming through.
Nothing coming through here.
Yeah.
Nothing. Has it ever worked?
Yeah.
So that's on.
So it's a case
I reckon probably that's knackered. All right. What I'll do, I'll crack that nut off and see if we've got water here. That'll be the first port of call. If not, yeah, nothing's happened since you've last had water in it. Nothing's happened. No plumbing's been done i.e. to cut a pipe off or anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Right, okay. Alright, I'll crack that nut, see if there is any water, because it might be that valve knackered. Right, so, I can't remember if I've been here before. If I have, it's been years ago. If I haven't, then... But either way. So what the customer's saying is, there's no water, obviously. Let's just whip that off. So what we're saying is there's no water in here. And he's having to use a bucket to chuck in there. Now, we've got a baller fix here that feels knackered. So I'm just going to crack this nut here just to see if we've got water here. If we have, it's just a dead easy fix of swapping that over, hopefully. Touch wood. So let's have a look. Yeah, so as you can see, we've got water there. Yeah, just thought it was a little strange that they fail very rarely. Well, to be honest, it's the first time I've ever known. I think that's a proper baller fix as well. Baller fix isolation valve. But I've never known one to fail. So what we'll do, I'll go and get another isolation valve out of the van and get the water off and switch that over. Right, so let's whip the top one off. Hang on. In that case then, looks like the valve's stuck. There was definitely water coming out of that. Let's blow down there. Yep, that's all good. So, I just assumed that because there was no water in there, that for some reason that was shut off. Completely my bad. So, we're going to get a replacement valve, or take this one off and just see what's going on. Right, so we're beginning to get somewhere now. This is what was puzzling me. I think I have been here before, or I haven't, or I have. I think I have. So, that incoming main shuts the tank off, and that mess that's in there shuts that off, and it shuts the kitchen tap off. However, it doesn't shut off the bathroom because, for some reason, so this is the cold pressure on the basin tap. This is the cold pressure on the bath tap. It's as if this bathroom is fed from another main. And obviously we turn that on, and at the minute it's not filling up because I think there's not enough pressure in that cold to push that up. Might be wrong. I'm going to take this out, have a look at it, clean it up and just see. But there's not a lot of pressure there at all. We've got the wet vac out. I'm going to suck out whatever little bit of water's in there and then take this valve out and just strip it down and just see if there's anything untowards there. But I just don't think there's enough pressure to work that valve. But I've just spoke to the customer and he said it has worked ages ago and then just stopped. So whether the water pressure's dropped, it's just not activating. We'll have a look. So I've just cleaned that out. I just don't think there's enough oomph. I think these ball valves, you have to have a certain amount of pressure to come up, and then it pushes the water back down and then it fills through the bottom. So I think I'm going to pop off and just get a normal ball valve to go in here, because I just think this one's, it's just not allowing enough pressure through it. See, look, I've just took the top off. That's with the water on full ball. That should be pissing out and hitting the ceiling. And I can just put my finger in there, just completely stops the pressure of it. So with a different sort of style one, it may be able to fill up. So I'm going to shoot off and get one, because that's just no good. So I picked up a new ball valve. This one, I gave it a very scientific test in plumb base to see if it was any better. Basically blew in the bottom, and it's a lot less pressure to blow in the bottom of that than it is in that Fluid Master. So what we'll do, we'll whip the Fluid Master one out now and swap it for that, and hopefully that will have enough pressure to fill the system. Yeah, so blowing in the bottom of there, my scientific test. Just because these are, if you see on the bottom, they're bottom entry, well, they're obviously bottom entry, the bottom fill. So the water's got to go up, push through the top of that, and then push back down on itself and come out there. And I just think there's too much pressure, or there's not enough pressure to be able to do that. So hopefully with this one, just enough to open that up, come through the top there. And let's try it and see if it works. Hopefully it does. And it's nicer, as always, that these have got brass connections in the bottom, because we all know how partial plastic thread is for cross threading. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this is going to work. Let's turn it on and give it a go. Yeah, I think it's going to work, but so slowly. Look at that. It's just crap. It will fill up and it will shut off, but it's going to take a while. So it's still filling up. It's probably been 2 or 3 minutes, but that's now got that system working. I know it's not great, but as I said, this is fed off one main, that's fed off main, and this is fed off a main. But there's just no pressure on it. We've looked around everywhere but cannot find the stop tap or anything, and it just reminds me from, I have been back here, it sounds like someone else has been out to have a look at it and, you know, just fitted, maybe they've fitted that Fluid Master valve or whatever, but that's now filling up a little bit. But what the only option we've got is by, because obviously the pressure on this spot on, because it's coming off that meter there, so that meter's feeding this tank, going through there, feeding the shower, and then dropping down into the floor and feeding that. Why it's not connecting to the bathroom I don't know, but the only way would be to come off that cold main and drill through, possibly under the bath, or get it somehow under there, and then poke a pipe through in that box in to feed that. And we could also poke a pipe through in that box in there to feed the cold tap and the bath tap, just to give them proper pressure. But we've got that working to a degree. I'll report back to the landlord and the person that rung me up for the job, because obviously it's such a rental property, we all know what landlords like. Just get it working. As far as he's concerned now, that'll be working. But I will say to him, there is a solution to it, but that's the route you'd have to go with it. So that's the customer happy. He now knows he's got a system that he can flush like a normal person. He said he's been waiting about 18 months to get that. He's been emptying the bog with a bucket and stuff like that. And that's the problem when landlords have properties where the tenants aren't constantly on them. They just leave it because it's just cash cows to them, whereas that guy's put up with it for that long. Ideally, it's not great that the system takes 5 minutes to fill, and I will speak to the landlord and tell him the way to rectify that is by putting that new cold pipe in. What we'll do now, we'll swing into plumb base. I've got to pick a 3-way motorised valve up for tomorrow, Honeywell one, because we've got to pop it over to Daventry. It's a bit out of my area, but it's for a mate of mine, so we'll go and do that. It's always a mate. People always comment, it's always a mate of mine, but it's for a mate of mine. So we'll go and do that tomorrow, but I'll go and pick it up now on the way home. Right, hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of a shorter video this Wednesday because I've had loads of other little things going on in the background. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop me a comment below. As always, really appreciate all the comments and the feedback I get from my videos, and I will catch you all at the weekend.